Tonight, several developing stories as we come on the air. The extreme heat right into the east, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston. Also tonight, the first alert of the hurricane season. The tropical storm watch tonight along parts of the U.S. coast. The wildfires raging out of control in the west at this hour, and the scare in a passenger jet. The flames shooting from the engine. First tonight here, this extreme heat spreading across the country, several major cities in the east, earlier than usual and lasting for days. 80% of the country bracing for temperatures above 90 multiple days this week. And we have that first tropical storm watch tonight of the hurricane season. So Ginger Z is here. She's standing by with the forecast. Also tonight, the heat and fierce winds fueling wildfires in the west at this hour. More than a dozen fires erupting in just a matter of days. Tonight, hundreds of people forced to evacuate buildings, homes, cars, burning in just a matter of minutes. The Boeing 737 making an emergency landing, flames shooting from one of the engines, images from inside the cabin tonight. The water park nightmare, a mass shooting leaving 9 people wounded, including a mother and 2 of her children. Tonight, the Surgeon General's call for action, saying social media should have a warning label like cigarettes to protect children from the dangers of social media. The race for the White House, the first presidential debate in just 10 days. President Biden's new campaign ad now playing in the battleground states, focusing on Donald Trump's felony conviction. Donald Trump, meanwhile, in Michigan, and how both candidates are preparing for this debate, and how the debate will handle the microphones while the other candidate is talking. Tonight, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu disbanding his war cabinet after several key members resigned. Back here in the U.S., the ABC News exclusive tonight, Keith Papini breaking his silence. The ex-husband of the young wife and mother who staged her own kidnapping, and he believed her. What he's now revealing tonight. And what is this? The discovery tonight outside Las Vegas. Also this evening here, remembering a Seinfeld regular. And as the school year comes to a close tonight, a standing ovation you don't want to miss. America Strong.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. We begin tonight with this extreme and dangerous heat for much of the country, one of the earliest heat waves in years. 270 million Americans, more than 80% of the country, will see temperatures above 90 for multiple days this week. It's moving right into the east, Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. Parts of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and now parts of the Northeast could see these temperatures of 95-plus degrees for 5 days straight. It could be the hottest stretch for much of this country in 30 years. And in the west tonight, California firefighters battling wildfires just north of Los Angeles. At this hour, the largest of these fires, the Post Fire, it's about 50 miles north of Los Angeles. In Northern California, meanwhile, outside San Francisco, the Point Fire burning dangerously close to homes near Lake Sonoma. Hundreds of firefighters on the front lines battling these flames from the ground and, as you can see, from the air as well. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is here timing the heat, this fire emergency as well. And tonight, a new tropical storm watch. This is the first alert of the hurricane season, now affecting parts of the U.S. coast. So let's get right to Ginger tonight. Here we go, Ginger.
Yes, here we go with a lot of headlines. David, let's start with that heat, because a lot of people will say, oh, come on, this is just summer. No, I mean, parts of New England could see their all-time hottest temperatures, meaning of any month, hotter than it's ever been since records began in the late 1800s, in even July or August. But here we are in mid to late June. So there are the heat advisories, the excessive heat warnings, Fort Wayne and Detroit, and then excessive heat watch, Philadelphia up to Maine. That's more like Thursday into Friday when we see the heart of the heat move there. But this dome of high pressure is not going to move much. Pittsburgh could see their hottest 5-day stretch on record. Numbers like Detroit in the mid-90s, and of course it'll feel even hotter than that. And it's all about the overnight lows. That's why the National Weather Service offices have come together and put out this extreme risk for the long duration, but also we don't cool down overnight. If you don't have a way to cool your body down, that's where it gets problematic. Heat still the #1 killer when it comes to weather. Then I want you to look at Texas, because Houston, for example, more than a foot above average already with rainfall. We've got this new potential tropical cyclone that could become Alberto. Either way, it's bringing a lot of rain and a tropical storm watch there in Texas. David.
We're tracking it all, and it is only mid-June, as you point out. Ginger, thank you. We'll see you in the morning. In the west at this hour, that fire burning. Hundreds have been forced to flee their homes in California. Multiple fires, in fact. The major one just north of Los Angeles, Kana Whitworth, from California now.
Tonight, wind-driven wildfires scorching thousands of acres and forcing evacuations across California. Red flag warnings up for much of the state. North of Los Angeles, the Post fire burning more than 15,000 acres since Saturday. Conditions fueling its explosive spread.
Low relative humidity at 15%. The winds were kicking up 30-mile-an-hour gusts. And then we had one of the hottest weekends that we've had in a while. So all those in alignment with this terrain, that fire took off.
Some 1,200 people evacuated, 3 hikers rescued, including a child. Those on the front lines not catching a break.
Unfortunately, the firefight here is going to be a tough one. We're talking about 40-mile-per-hour sustained winds all the way through midnight.
The air attack on this fire is crucial, but because it's so windy, not all helicopters can be in the air right now. That's why something like this, a sky crane, is so important. It's using a snorkel to draw water out of the lake. But because it's a bigger, heavier aircraft, it can still maneuver in this wind.
And in Sonoma County, north of San Francisco, the Point fire erupting Sunday, destroying an unknown number of structures. Sonny Childers among those evacuating.
So I grabbed my sister's ashes, which were in the house, and we left.
And overnight, an injured firefighter rescued by a helicopter taken to the hospital. Firefighters urged to be extra vigilant with the fight far from over.
And David, wind pushed that fire right through this mechanic shop here behind me, torching everything in just minutes. And you can see this wind is not letting up. In fact, red flag warnings have been extended in many areas through tomorrow morning. So, David, we have another potentially dangerous night ahead of us.
Yeah, no question. The incinerated cars right there behind you, Kana. Thank you from Los Angeles County tonight. We turn now to the midair scare. The Boeing 737 making an emergency landing after flames were seen shooting from one of the engines. Passengers seeing it from their seats after the plane took off from New Zealand. Gio Benitez covers aviation.
Tonight, a Virgin Australia flight forced to make an emergency landing. This nighttime video from inside the cabin showing flames coming out of one of the engines. The Boeing 737 had just taken off from Queenstown, New Zealand, and was headed for Melbourne, Australia, with 73 passengers and crew on board. But Queenstown Airport saying the flight experienced an issue just after takeoff and was diverted to a nearby airport.
What's happening?
Landing, gentlemen. Witnesses on the ground capturing video showing the fire. Virgin Australia saying the flight landed safely following a possible bird strike and the aircraft was met by emergency services. And David, bird strikes are actually pretty common. In fact, the FAA says that last year there were more than 18,000 of them, but less than 4% caused any damage to planes. David.
Gio Benitez tonight. Thank you, Gio. Back here in the U.S. and to the mass shooting at a water park outside Detroit, leaving 9 people wounded, including a mother and 2 of her children. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, now.
Tonight, an 8-year-old boy still in critical condition, but showing incredible resolve as he fights to recover from a shooting that sent families at a suburban Michigan water park running for their lives.
He's made amazing progress. That poor family went through things that no family should ever have to face.
The 8-year-old was shot in the head, his 4-year-old brother shot in the abdomen, and their mother shot in the torso and legs. Among the 9 wounded as an otherwise beautiful Saturday afternoon at the Brooklyn's Plaza splash pad outside of Detroit turned into horror as a lone gunman opened fire. 36 shots ringing out as the suspect calmly targeted victims, even taking the time to reload.
It was a scramble. People were falling, getting hit, trying to run.
The gunman flees the scene but leaves behind a 9mm handgun, which police traced to this home a short distance away. Inside, they find at least 11 other firearms, including this assault-style rifle. The suspect, identified as 42-year-old Michael Nash, dead of an apparent suicide. Tonight, still no motive other than concerns that Nash may have had mental health challenges.
David, the 8-year-old is still not out of the woods, even though he's making incredible progress. David?
All right, Pierre, thank you. Now to the Surgeon General's urgent call tonight for action in this country when it comes to social media and what he says are the dangers to children. He says social media should have a warning label like cigarettes. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze with the Surgeon General tonight.
Tonight, an urgent call from the nation's top doctor, the U.S. Surgeon General, pushing for social media apps to carry tobacco-style labels, warning of the risk to teens and their mental health.
This is the defining public health challenge of our time. Social media has emerged as an important contributor to that youth mental health crisis.
In a New York Times op-ed today, Dr. Vivek Murthy saying teens who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media double the risk of anxiety and depression symptoms. The average time spent for that age group is nearly 5 hours. Murthy says warnings on social media would limit screen time, pointing to how tobacco labels helped cut smokers in the U.S. from 42% to 12% over 50 years.
We've seen in tobacco labels that they're effective in increasing awareness, but also in changing behavior.
In this stunning moment before senators back in January, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized directly to families whose children have been harmed by social media.
I'm sorry for everything that you've all been through. It's terrible knowing that to go through the things that your families have suffered.
But in our heart,
Todd and Mia Minor's 12-year-old son Matthew died while trying a social media challenge. They want more than an apology.
it's our job to keep kids safe, but it's also our job to make sure that these regulations are put in place to keep kids safe. If milk wasn't regulated, they take it off the market. If something else caused illness, they take it off the market.
David, those new social media warning labels would need to be approved by Congress, which has yet to pass any legislation to do that. David.
Elizabeth Schulze with us as well tonight. Thanks, Elizabeth. Now to the race for the White House here, the first presidential debate in just 10 days now. Tonight, President Biden's new campaign ad playing in the battleground states, focusing on Donald Trump's felony conviction, Donald Trump and Michigan, and tonight how both are preparing for this debate. And how will the debate handle the microphones while the other candidate is talking? Here's our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, now.
With the first presidential debate a little more than a week away, the Biden campaign tonight is putting Donald Trump's criminal conviction front and center.
This election is between a convicted criminal who's only out for himself and a president who's fighting for your family.
The president's campaign running that new ad in every key battleground state. On the trail, Trump is using his criminal trial to rally his own base.
All of their persecution of me and others is only happening because I'm running for president and leading very big in the polls.
Trump speaking at an event hosted by far-right activist Charlie Kirk, who's been criticized for his anti-immigrant and racist comments. He recently argued Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy was a myth. Earlier in the day, Trump appeared at a black church in Detroit, trying to court voters where polls show he's making inroads.
Joe Biden has done nothing for you except talk. It's only talk.
Trump often boasts that during his administration, unemployment among black Americans hit a record low, 5.3%. What he doesn't mention, it dropped even lower under Biden to 4.8% last August. At a fundraiser with Biden in California, former President Barack Obama urging voters not to be fooled by Trump.
Part of what has happened over the last several years is we've normalized behavior that used to be disqualifying.
The president is planning to head to Camp David later this week to hunker down and do debate prep. His former chief of staff, Ron Klain, will be leading those sessions, while Trump, on the other hand, we're told as of now, is not planning to do any formal prep. Instead, he's bouncing ideas off of friends and advisors. And tonight we are learning a bit more about the rules for this debate. We've now learned the candidates' mics will only be on when it is their turn to speak. David.
We'll see if it makes a difference. Mary Bruce tonight at the White House. Mary, thank you. We turn now to the major headline from Israel tonight. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu disbanding his war cabinet after so many key members resigned. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge from Israel tonight.
Tonight, tensions boiling over on the streets of Jerusalem, just hours after Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu dissolved his war cabinet after two key members resigned.
Well, you can see the protesters are really trying to face down the police here. They're throwing water cannon, trying to disperse the crowd. But so far, the protesters staying close to Netanyahu's residence.
The political and public outcry coming as the IDF says it's beginning a daily tactical pause, halting operations along a key highway in Gaza. So truckloads of goods stacked up can be distributed by aid agencies safely within the strip. Today, the IDF saying it now has control of 60% of Rafah, and now putting a time frame on its fight against Hamas in that city.
We are weeks now from achieving this goal.
And David, on Netanyahu dissolving his war cabinet, the White House saying it wasn't sure the Israeli Prime Minister was left with a whole lot of other choices. David?
Tom Sufi-Burridge in Jerusalem. Thank you, Tom. We turn now to the ABC News exclusive tonight. Keith Papini breaking his silence. He's the ex-husband of a young wife and mother who made national headlines, staging her own kidnapping, her young husband believing her. But what he's revealing now, ABC's Matt Gutman with the interview tonight.
He was the husband at the center of a kidnapping hoax that captivated the country. A California mother vanishing on a jog, sparking a massive search, only to reappear shackled on the side of a highway.
She made us all believe that her story was true. Every single day she committed to the lie.
Now, Keith Papini, after 7 years of silence, is revealing new details about how his wife Sherri faked her own disappearance and claimed she'd been kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women.
Are you chained up? Yes. Okay.
The hoax didn't just last the 22 days that she had disappeared. It lasted for years, 6 years.
And that's what people don't realize. It was every single day.
The new Hulu documentary series Perfect Wife retraces the years-long saga.
When you first encountered her in the hospital, what was your first instinct?
I saw the look in her eyes. I felt in that moment that she was lying. And it wasn't until when I really got close and I could just see the amount of injuries, bruises, burns to her body. And it was a shock to me. And I remember thinking how horrible of me to even think that she could have done this to herself.
DNA later led investigators to Sherri's former boyfriend, James Reyes. Reyes passed a polygraph and was never charged, but police say he helped carry out Sherri's plan.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Sherri was convicted of lying to a federal officer and served 10 months in prison. Keith and Sherri are now divorced.
She apologized in court, but has Sherri ever apologized to you or the children?
No, never. She has no remorse that I have ever witnessed or seen.
David, we reached out to Sherri and to her ex-boyfriend, James Reyes, for comment. Neither responded. Keith says that Sherri has been telling the kids that she's going to author children's books. As for Keith, he says he's solely focused on trying to give those kids the best childhood possible. David.
All right, Matt Gutman. Matt, thank you. The documentary series Perfect Wife, The Mysterious Disappearance of Sherri Papini, that starts streaming Thursday on Hulu. In the meantime, when we come back here tonight, the small plane crash outside Boston. Also tonight, what has suddenly appeared outside Las Vegas. And tonight, we remember a Seinfeld regular here. Tonight outside Boston, the FAA and the NTSB investigating the deadly crash of a small plane in a river there. The plane had just taken off from Lawrence, Massachusetts, in the air for just 3 minutes. It crashed in Methuen. The pilot did not survive. Rescue crews using a boat to reach that plane. When we come back here, remembering a Seinfeld regular tonight. To the index of other news tonight, a mysterious monolith appearing on a hiking trail outside Las Vegas. Take a look. Las Vegas police posting photos of the vertical metal slab there reflecting the rocky desert. Similar monoliths appeared in several states, parts of Europe as well during the pandemic. We'll see. A passing to note tonight, comedian and actor Hiram Kasten has died. Beginning his career as a stand-up comic, he played Elaine's co-worker in several episodes of Seinfeld. Kasten also appeared on Curb Your Enthusiasm and Everybody Loves Raymond. Hiram Kasten was 71. When we come back here tonight, she was about to turn 90, still working, and she had no idea what was about to happen. Finally tonight here, Miss Dottie and all of the students who depended on her all these years. America Strong. Tonight in Abington, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia, an entire community celebrating 89-year-old crossing guard Dorothy Kalkbrenner, or as they call her, Miss Dottie.
Okay, have a good day.
You too.
Right in front of Highland Elementary School at her Abington Township post for 47 years.
Good morning, have a good day.
Protecting the children there for decades.
Thank you, Miss Dottie. All right.
And tonight, Miss Dottie is now retiring.
I'm going to miss you guys. I really will.
And you know you'll retire.
Okay.
And just before her last day, the entire school had a surprise for her.
Introducing Miss Dottie.
I never expected it.
The school principal, Dr. Jim Etlin, walking her into the auditorium. 8-year-old Alicia Henry, finishing the 2nd grade, among the many walking right up to Miss Dottie and hugging her.
Thank you. Do I get a hug?
Lining up to give Miss Dottie handmade cards, writing, "We will miss you."
And I'm going to miss you too.
And tonight, Miss Dottie with one final request.
Please do what you're supposed to do when you cross the street. Take care and goodbye.
And right here tonight,
Hi, David.
Miss Dottie on why she stayed in that job until 90.
I did it because I loved my job.
And tonight here, Miss Dottie and her message to the children.
I hope all the children will obey the new crossing guard and do what you're supposed to do, and I will miss you all.
Well, Miss Dottie, you've earned your retirement. Thank you for keeping the children safe. 47 years. I'm David Muir. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. From all of us here, good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.